week's episode is sponsored by us, the Run Eat Drink podcast at runeatdrink.net. It's a brand new website with a brand new store. You can get shirts, you can get shorts, you can get all sorts of gear to help support the podcast you love. Please visit runeatdrink.net. Get something from that store. Check out the awesome race photographs, the delicious food images, and tasty beverages that we've featured on the podcast over the past year and a half. runeatdrink.net. Thanks so much for getting something there and supporting the show. We also have another sponsor. It's Pure Creative Apparel. You wonder where all that gear came from in that fabulous new store? It's purecreativeapparel.com. So if you have any needs for a community organization, school, business, company, they can design logos and gear just for you. Check them out at purecreativeapparel.com, and thanks so much to them for sponsoring this week's show. Hey everybody, it's Amy from the Run Eat Drink podcast at runeatdrink.net. Welcome back to Jacksonville Beach. It's go time. It is the Booby Trap Challenge. We did the 5K yesterday. We're here to do the half marathon as a part of Donna Marathon Weekend. We're supporting a great cause, running in honor of a great lady, and we're gonna check out an awesome half marathon course. So let's get running.
3, 2, 1, go!
Together. Oh,
neat.
How's it going so far?
Oh, it's a beautiful day so far.
Y'all enjoy.
Have fun, Amy, Dana.
With his high-tech sports nutrition of 2 bottles of Coca-Cola.
Nice job, everybody. Welcome to Atlantic Beach. Thank you so much for all you do.
We're supposed to be pictures of you.
Phone I've ever seen right there. Look at that.
different here?
Like a party, like a mile 12 heading to mile 13 party. That starts off before just dawn. Hey.
Thank you for coming out.
Way to go, guys!
Thank you.
You got this.
You guys are like really getting it done.
Thank you, guys.
You're doing awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you guys for running the race. Racing this hanging out here, you make the difference. Oh my God, you guys do. You make us keep going. You're almost there. Enjoy. You're almost there. You got 1 mile. 1 mile.
Thank you, guys.
1 mile. Awesome. Cheers. Guys. Woo. Yes. In addition.
And I know you guys have to go.
And the Booby Trap.
Sponsor of Bling.
We did it! Welcome to Poe's Tavern. This is post-race here. We have just completed the Booby Trap Challenge, the half marathon, and the 5K, and we needed to refuel and celebrate. And yesterday at the 5K post-race party in the Runners Village, we happened upon Poe's Tavern, and they had amazing sliders. So much so, we started to talk to the girls that were behind the counter in the tent, and they said, you have to come and you have to try the humongous burgers here at Poe's Tavern. And really, before we try the burger, you have to know that they had me at Poe, because for so many years I was an English teacher. Edgar Allan Poe is all over the walls in here. I love the literature, I love the theme, and I love all of the names of the burgers. And I have ordered the Black Cat. The Black Cat is a burger that has bacon and drunken chili, which has beer in it, and pimento cheese and grilled onions and bacon, and I just, oh my God, how can you not refuel with something that amazing? And they'll cook it to any temperature you want. We did medium rare because that's the way we like burgers. Oh my God, yes. So, and the bun is so soft. Oh, yes.
That's a monster of a
Look
burger.
how huge that is. Oh my God. It's going to be amazing. I know it. Look at that. Oh my goodness. probably all over my face. The pimento cheese. What a taste of the South. Oh, tangy. The bacon is smoky. The meat is cooked perfectly. It's nice, soft, medium rare. The onions, they're not like a sharp raw onion flavor. It's like a sweeter, almost a Vidalia onion kind of flavor. This, this chili just adds like kind of like a Southwest spice to the burger. And they call it drunken chili, but you don't get an overwhelmingly alcoholic flavor from it.
Why do they call it that?
Well, they put beer in it. And how is that bad? Hey, that chili has some spice. Right? I'm talking about it. I'm just having I'm having a little bit of like afterburn, which is great. Smoky, cheesy, beefy goodness with a bun that holds up to it. A buttery bun. Post Tavern. Your burgers are awesome. If you're in town for the Donna or in the Jacksonville area at all, you should come get a burger from Post Tavern because it's incredible. I'm going to enjoy more of this burger. We're here in an old industrial area in downtown Jacksonville at Engine 15 Brewing. And this place, it is rustic with brick and a beautiful beer garden with tables made out of old barrels. And inside on tap, they have some cleverly named libations. So let's try what Engine 15 has to offer.
All right, so I picked you out some beers.
I got beer picked out here at Engine 15 by one of the owners of this brewery, this Luch Scremin.
Right.
I got it. And he's going to take us through and kind of give us the story behind and some flavors that we'll try here in this really cool space.
All right.
A private tasting. Yay.
Let's see. Let's start from lightest to darkest.
Okay.
So we'll start with our cider, which is
Cider. Okay.
fermented from apples sourced pretty much globally, because the apple season is only a few months in any given place, and we got to produce cider year round. So we source our juice pretty much globally. Sometimes comes from the Pacific Northwest, sometimes comes from overseas. Our supplier gets us a flavor profile that's consistent, but is sourced from.
I was going to ask,
far
if you
away.
get different apples from different regions, will that affect the flavor?
It will, and
seasonally?
so what they do is we shoot for a consistent flavor profile.
Yeah.
So we have the juice blended to a certain flavor profile that is going to be the same every time.
Clean and crisp, and it's really light. It's not overly sweet.
Right. It's more of a dry
Yeah.
cider, which is more of original style English cider. It's not back sweetened. Doesn't have a sugary flavor to it.
No.
It's a lot like, I would describe it as drinking maybe Prosecco. It's a little bit lighter but you definitely get the apple flavor in there.
Yes. Yeah.
So that one is, and it's pretty sessionable at like 5.5%.
And it's not a dessert beer, like you could have it with like a burger or
Sure,
some
it's very
pizza.
light flavor profile.
I love that.
So I guess next we'll go to Double Drop, which is
Okay.
our West Coast style IPA, which is what I've got right here.
And it's one of your favorites.
Yeah, it's what I like to drink.
Yeah?
It's double dry hop. We use a lot of sea hops in there, Centennials, Chinooks. But it's got a real citrusy, piney. There's some pine kind of flavors in there, but a lot of citrus, type flavors in there, and really assertively hopped for a lot of bitterness. So if you like a bitter IPA with a lot of the citrusy flavors on the back end, that's the one for you.
And there's pine in the nose of it.
Yeah, pine
Like
and
when
citrus in the nose. Yep.
When you smell. Yeah, but that is very refreshing.
Yeah,
Very refreshing.
But it's assertively hopped, so it's
Yeah.
quite bitter. Next, we'll go to Sergeant Simcoe, which is our it's a barrel-aged double IPA.
Okay.
So we start with a double IPA that's a little bit more caramel malts and stuff. You can tell by the darker color that it has a little bit more of the roasted malts in it. But it's quite assertively hopped. Of course, it goes in the barrel, so a lot of that aroma sort of fades.
Yeah.
The bitterness is still there, but you get the bourbon,
Yeah.
and you get that sweetness and vanilla from the wood and from the bourbon barrels.
Caramel color.
Yeah, so
a
it's-
little bit of malty smell.
Right, and that's really comes out because the hops fade over time, and so it's been barrel aged. That beer, it's probably a year old. So
Really?
as it sits right now.
How long does it normally stay in the barrel?
That totally depends on the quality of the barrel as far as how wet the barrel is. If we get them super fresh, it doesn't have to spend a lot of time in there. If they're maybe the second use barrel for us, we'll usually run it a couple times. Again, it just depends on how fresh the barrel is. It might spend longer in the barrel to get that same flavor profile.
But this is not really like, I don't get traditional bitter.
No, it's because it's
Awesomeness.
rested so long in the barrel.
Is that right?
And the hops fade over time.
Yeah.
So when you get an IPA, you want it fresh. You want that thing right out of the fermenter almost. That's when it has its peak, hop flavor. But they're volatile flavors and aromas, so they do tend to fade.
Yeah, it's not really overly hoppy in terms of like an IPA when I think about that. So
And that weighs in right around 8.8.
8.8. So
It's getting up there.
But
getting up there a little high.
it's pretty unique. I don't know that we've ever seen a barrel-aged
Yeah, there's
IPA.
not a lot of them
Yeah.
out there, and it's kind of different for sure.
Now, what was your inspiration there?
I just like barrel aging, and
Yeah.
I just wanted to try something different, and it became pretty popular, so we've held on to it.
And Sergeant Simcoe?
Well, Simcoe is this type of hops that are in it.
So,
That's
okay.
one of the hops that are in
Okay.
there, predominantly the Simcoe hop.
All right.
And then we just named it Sergeant Simcoe.
It's assertive.
And yeah, I don't know. I don't even really know where that came from. But our brewery cat's named Sarge now after the beer.
You have
so.
you have a cat?
Yeah, there's a cat that hangs around the brewery.
There's a
so
brewery cat,
He
like
hangs
a
around
mascot.
outside
Oh.
and plays with people and plays with the kids. And
I love that.
we've taken him in.
Love that.
His
And
name's
then
Sarge.
this next one that we have,
Yeah,
this is
Max Voltage.
named also very creative.
Yeah, so this beer is actually the base beer that goes into barrels that becomes our Chupacabra, which is our barrel-aged Imperial Stout, which is our anniversary beer. We do it once a year. We release it in July.
July.
Yeah, so that one is normally barrel-aged, but this is our Russian Imperial Stout, which is what we barrel-aged then.
Okay, so this is pre-barrel.
Correct. It's
Okay.
the recipe that we use before we put it in the barrel.
Okay.
And it's named for a gentleman who's a friend of ours. His name's Max. He's an electrician, does a lot of our work, but he's a real interesting guy. He's a real character, and his name's Max, so we named it Max Voltage
Max
for him, and he loves that beer. So we've traded electrical work for beer more than once.
So
That one's right at 9%.
9%, but it's not. It doesn't really have a heavy body. It's not like a syrupy type of.
Yeah. It's pretty.
It's-
There's not a lot of residual sugar in it. It's fermented, not super dry. It gets down, into the low double-digit, gravity towards the end. So it doesn't have a ton of residual sugars or body in it like that. It's pretty drinkable for being a 9% beer.
We can't thank you enough for having us and having a private tasting here with you. If somebody is coming to the area, like say we're here for the Donna Marathon Weekend,
Okay.
so we'll run the half. But if people want to find out more about Engine 15, how can they?
Sure, you can go to engine15.com and check out our website. It has information about our downtown tap room, our beach tap room, what beers are on tap there. You can check us out on Untapped. It has our menu on it.
Nice.
And all of our events are posted to our website, so if there's anything special going on, you check that out. Or you can call us at 904-249-BEER. Somebody will answer at the tap room at the beach and can give you some info. So
That's
come see us.
fantastic.
I'm glad you guys came by, and it's been a lot of fun.
Thank you
Thanks
so
for letting me show off the
much.
place.
Really, you should check them out. It has been an amazing day here at the Donna Half Marathon and Booby Trap Challenge. So for now, it's Amy from the Run Eat Drink podcast at runeatdrink.net. Hey, check out that new website, runeatdrink.net. Fantastic race photos, delicious food photos, and photos of tasty beverages that make you want to toast with us. And also, we have a brand new store, so you can get swag and support your favorite podcast. Pick up a shirt, pick up some shorts, pick up a bottle opener for us. Help support the show. Visit the shop, runeatdrink.net. Also, hit us up on social media. Facebook and Instagram are Run Eat Drink Podcast, and Twitter is Run Eat Drink Pod. Let us know where we should accomplish, explore, and indulge right along with you. We'll see you soon.